Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jarvis, also known as CJ on the internet, and welcome to Surge's Top 5 Games of 2015. Yesterday was my own top 5. You guys saw how that checked out. If you guys want to see it again, just take a look back in the description or on the annotation at the end of the video. But this top 5 is a bit more different than to normal top 5s, where we're allowed to choose single player games that we have played over the past 3 years that we can put onto our top 5 now if we have played it in 2015. It doesn't count for multiplayer games, but it does count for single players. So only multiplayers for 2015, but single players from 2013 to 2015. Today I have Dylan.
Hi.
And he is going to say his top 5. So Dylan, I kind of have an idea of where your list is going to go just by basing what games you have bought this year. But why don't you tell us what is your number 5 game of 2015?
Well, I put Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for 2 reasons. The campaign was actually surprisingly well thought out. Nothing groundbreaking, but it was actually more depth in terms of like what they were actually doing in it, instead of just another mindless shoot, terrorist A and terrorist B until you get to the end of the level.
So did you actually feel invested in like some of the characters in Call of Duty, or was it
like I actually felt for like most of the characters. Like I actually cried when like even a minor character died. Like even just like Lieutenant Jeff died, and I'm like, oh no, Jeff, please.
Jeff, you were so young. He had one day to retirement.
Yeah, and he had a wife and kids. And the other reason I chose it was because the multiplayer. Multiplayer was like, it's a different take on it this time around. Like, instead of just having just class-based sort of stuff, like, you get your assault rifle, your shotty, your sniper, and then you just play around that. They had like a specialist sort of thing, like multiple specialists, and they all have different abilities. Like, there was one that had, I can't remember their name, but they had gravity spikes, which is like a...
Oh, he's a really OP one, isn't
like
he, that everyone uses? Yeah, everyone uses,
You just like rush ground pounds, and like everyone within a certain perimeter just gets killed like instantly. And then there was another one where you can go invisible. I think her name was... I can't remember her name now. But anyway, she could go invisible, and then for like a certain amount of time, and you can rack up kills like that. There was some problems though. Like I found that when you'd lobby up with people who were already prestiged like 3 times, even though you'd be a low rank compared to them. Like that just seemed a bit unbalanced. Like they didn't put enough time into balancing teams, and the teams were really unbalanced. Like you'd have a group of like level 3s on one side, and then like prestige 3s on the other. So it ended up being a bit one-sided fights. Yeah.
So Call of Duty Black Ops 3, number 5. What is your number 4 game of 2015, Dylan?
I put Mad Max.
Oh.
Now, that was a game that I kind of didn't expect. Like, I watched the movies right before I bought the game, and I ended up enjoying it, like, a lot. It felt to me like Shadow of Mordor meets The Crew. Like, you could drive around in your car, modify your car, but then you get out and it's like Shadow of Mordor-esque, where you would like beat up guys. You'd get abilities that would help you in battle, like a shotgun ability, or like a an ability to pick up a weapon and then use it to do finishing moves and stuff instantly.
Did it do that RPG-esque style where it really polished it off, or was it just another just kind of open world run around with a car type of thing?
It was more like a bit of both. Like the open world wasn't really the biggest aspect, I think, since it's apocalyptic and you're in a desert. There's not really much to see. But the RPG elements with like there's level progression, you can change abilities, switch and match abilities and stuff. And there was also a bit of customization too, not too in depth. But like you can change your jacket or your armor or your face, or like put headphones on, or put goggles on, or put a beard on. So yeah.
Put a beard on.
Yeah,
hold on, let me put on my beard real quick.
Like,
it's like
stubble to like Messiah beard.
Yeah, it's like going into the GTA and then you're like, yeah, I want to change my eyes. And the chick just goes like, yeah, hold on, let me just cut your hair real quick. That's how I change your eyes.
I think it'd be better to compare it to like Saints Row, where you just walk into plastic surgeon and then you just come out a different gender.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty random like that.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so you've Mad Max, number 4. What is your number 3 game of 2015?
I'd say Fallout 4.
Oh, okay.
This might come as a bit of a shock to most people, but I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did 3, I have to say. I felt like it was a bit more, it tailored a bit too much to FPSs for my liking.
Oh, so it didn't cater. Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people saying it didn't do what Fallout does best, and just because of them putting dialogue in for the character, just kind of took away from it. Is that the same? What you think, or?
Yeah, like it just took away the part of like it being an RPG. It felt different. Like, I don't know, in Skyrim, I'm comparing it to Skyrim, but like in Skyrim, I prefer the level progression in that better. Like, if you sneak, it slowly upgrades your sneak and then you level up in sneak. But instead in Fallout 4, it was kind of like do a quest, get XP, or kill someone, get XP, and then you just keep grinding until you get to the next level, then you get a perk. Like, I didn't feel like it really didn't like become an RPG to me. It just felt like another first-person shooter with a bunch of RPG elements.
Okay.
Rather than an RPG with first-person shooter elements. That makes a bit of
Yeah,
sense.
I gotcha. So okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm almost fairly certain what your number 1 is now, just by eliminating Fallout out of the equation. But that's not to come yet. What is your number 2 game of 2015?
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh.
That I actually really enjoyed it. I played a couple of the other Metal Gear games, namely my favorite being Peace Walker, which is a very popular one as well. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a pretty new take with like the open world sort of thing. It used to just be like structured corridors or like small as maps. But yeah, it actually surprised me a little bit, like the depth that they actually went into with everything, like from base customization to helicopter customization to changing a scarf on your neck to goggles. Like, it was just crazy how much they actually managed to put in. The only thing I'd have to say was, the graphics were really good. It was great overall, but I did experience like some texture, like abnormalities, like really weird stuff going on.
Yeah, but you were playing on PC, so it was kind of, there's a good chance of, textures not working properly on a PC game.
Yeah, I get that. It broke the immersion a bit. Like, you'd have textures that looked a bit blurry on like a really high-res character or something, and it just looked weird.
Okay.
So it looked out of place. Like, especially on Snake, like you're in the helicopter, and I had it on Ultra, everything on Ultra, and then you zoom to the back of Snake, and he's just like blurry texture on like the scarf, and then if you remove it, you see the suit and it looks fine. So that kind of bothered me a bit, but that's just nitpicking.
Okay. So let's take a little bit of a recap. You've got at your number 5,
Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Yep. Number 4.
Mad Max.
3 was Fallout, and then your second was Metal Gear Solid 5. Some pretty solid AAA titles there. What is your number 1 game, Dylan, of 2015?
This was probably expected. The Witcher 3. It was amazing. I can't really say anything bad about it. It was just great. The only thing I have to say that's bad about it is it probably kills my PC every time I play it. It is just that great. Like, the combat is solid, the graphics are beautiful. Like, even the horse AI is... It's funny, it's entertaining. Like he'll just run away in the middle of the battle, and you'll be like, "You bastard! I wanted to run to the other side of this river where there's a bunch of monsters attacking me," and you just run away. And it was just an amazing game. Like you actually have to prepare for like battles. Like you can't just walk into a battle and just wing it.
So it's not like
you have to
Fallout
make
where you can just kind
connects
of
and
go in
stuff.
and use your VATS.
Yeah, Fallout, you just like spam bats and just kill everything, while Witcher 3 is like you're the underpowered sort of minion fighting the player
Okay.
sort of way.
Okay.
So you're the weak one. Because I remember the first time I versed a Griffin, I had to prepare so much for that. Like, I ended up researching the Griffin, finding tonics and stuff to fight it. And then once I found all those tonics, it just became so much easier to actually kill the thing, rather than do what I did first time, which is just run in. I thought I could wing it and then just die instantly.
This sounds like a
So,
game I should
yeah,
not
it's-
play because I'll probably die tons
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah, it reminds me of Dark Souls a bit, but it's not too much.
Doesn't rip your ass
Yeah.
that hard.
No, not that hard.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm dreading Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, 2016 new year, great games coming out.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so Dylan, that was Dylan's top 5 of 2015. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll definitely see you guys tomorrow for the next one, which may or may not be Caleb. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.